Super cyclone Amphan has left over a dozen people dead and millions more evacuated or without electricity. The situation is more worrying than the coronavirus pandemic, an Indian official said. At least 20 people are dead and over 3 million displaced by cyclone Amphan as it hit India and Bangladesh, authorities said Thursday. The cyclone is one of the most powerful storms to hit South Asia ever. Amphan destroyed thousands of homes, uprooted and trees and caused severe flooding. The Indian state of West Bengal took the brunt of the storm that made landfall on Wednesday evening. Winds reached 185 km per hour, 115 miles per hour, and the Indian city of Kolkata, home to 15 million people, saw severe damage to buildings, power outages and destruction of infrastructure. At least 10 people were killed in West Bengal alone, mostly due to collapsed walls and drowning, the state's chief minister Mamata Banerjee said. We are facing three crises, the coronavirus, the thousands of migrants who are returning home and now the cyclone, said Banerjee. The situation is more worrying than the coronavirus pandemic. We don't know how to handle it, she added. She also pointed out that the full scale of the destruction was not yet known, as many islands in the Bay of Bengal were cut off from contact. Social distancing measures introduced to slow the spread of coronavirus hampered evacuation efforts, with many people in India and Bangladesh refusing to leave their homes for fear of infection in storm shelters. Authorities in Bangladesh still managed to bring over 2.4 million people to shelters, where face masks are compulsory. Infection rates are soaring in the country. The storm crossed the border from India into Bangladesh late Wednesday evening, where at least 4 more people were killed. Around 1 million people are without electricity and hundreds of villages are underwater because of tidal surges. A dozen flood protection embankments have been breached. Concerns were raised over the Bhasan Char Island, where hundreds of Rohingya refugees are housed, and the world's largest refugee camp near Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh, where 1 million more live in cramped conditions. The hurricane is expected to lose speed later on Thursday. Amphan was the first super cyclone to hit the Bay of Bengal since 1999, when 150,000 people died.
As electricity cuts also happen, so the assessment of the damage, as I said, would happen through the day-to-day. That the National Disaster Relief Force of India has truly put together a commendable effort and has improved its performance over the past few decades. The previous storm of this intensity, which occurred about 20 years ago, saw a loss of life of close to 10,000 people. And even while any loss of life is a sad loss, but right now, of course, that damage has been curtailed. However, I must also draw your attention to the need to improve resilient infrastructure in these areas. These areas are storm prone, and also already because of extreme weather conditions that have been instigated by climate change, these are seeing more and more extreme climatic events. So the investments, such as what the damages we're seeing, 12 billion euros almost, may well be invested into improving infrastructure so that these storms do not wreak this much havoc. And authorities have pointed out that this is definitely a double threat. Just 2 weeks ago, before Cyclone Amphan was on India's horizon, many shelters were actually converted into COVID wards, and now this led to a shortage of spaces to move these people. Many people actually refused to move, and authorities had to beg for them to move into evacuation centers because they were worried about the impact of the coronavirus. So even while these people may well have weathered the storm, the state's resources will be distracted in controlling the damage caused by the cyclone, and hence impact efforts to prevent the spread of the virus. Also important to see that many migrants from urban centers like New Delhi and Bombay are fleeing back to these states of West Bengal and Orissa. So what exactly will they be returning home to? Authorities in the state will have to look after them as well.
Bangladesh have used tear gas to disperse hundreds of protesting garment workers in the capital Dhaka. Workers are demanding wages they're owed. Some say they haven't been paid for 3 months. The coronavirus has led factories to furlough or lay off half of the country's 4 million garment workers.